So, never put out a light using your breath. Always snuff it out. Okay? You don't want to symbolize that you're blowing out your light. And yes, we all have a light within us. But you definitely don't want to symbolize blowing it out, especially using your breath, your life to blow out your life. No, that sounds kind of sexual, but only if you are thinking that way. So, um, where was I? Yeah, so you just want to use something to snuff it out. And never mind how I look, never mind that I just got out the bathtub and I had to share this message with you. Why? Because Spirit put it on me to share. I have no face paint on. I am completely vulnerable right now with you. And that is something that I have to be okay with learning how to share, because that is what Spirit wants me to do, share my vulnerabilities. I don't know why, but nonetheless, I have to follow what my Spirit is telling me, because it's never failed me yet, not once. And what it was telling me was that everything about you has a language. You are expressing that language when you answer yourself. Um, and let me explain that. So, our body has a language, our spirit has a language, and our soul has a language. And in order to be able to access all three of them, the Holy Trinity, you have to learn to see in multiple perspectives. And those perspectives are essentially different subtleties of energy, and being able to receive that energy through your receiver, which is your brain, is also your transmitter. So you want to be able to receive that energy no matter how subtle it is, because the more subtle it is the deeper it accesses the subconscious mind, and it promotes instant change within your whole being. So that energy is able to be picked up on when you adjust your perspective, and your perspective adjusts when you pick up on that energy. So it's like yin yang, catch 22. It's like one depends on the other. Night and day depend on each other. Constructive and destructive energy depend on each other, and that's because that those opposites hold things in balance. So, where was I? Picking up on the language of the body, picking up on the language of the spirit and the soul, and allowing those to unite as one, because the one makes up the many and the many makes up the one. Um, your body speaks to you through chemicals and pain, happiness, joy. Like, all of these things are combinations of how the spirit uses the body to work through you. And the spirit, a certain spirit, could only survive in a certain type of body. Um, in other words, your spirit is your life force, and that force can be strong or weak depending on the receiver, of that spirit, the frequency that you're tuned in on. And when you tune in on into the spirit world, where you're picking up on these the languages of the body and of the spirit and of the soul, which is the collective, you're able to access different levels of information. And when you do, they all begin to see each other in different perspectives. And a third, it's like you're able to see outside of yourself and look at yourself. You're able to be the observer. And when you're able to observe yourself as these powerful things that make up one, then your perspective grows to different degrees. And like, I know you've heard of 33-degree Masons, and you've heard of, well, that is 33 degrees in how you're able to perceive and receive information, how wide your perspective is. And if you think of a circle as 360 degrees, then of course that would be the ultimate um, enlightenment, form of enlightenment. And everyone is searching to get to that level. Not everyone, let me take that back. Some of us are trying to continue to open up that circle, or to access more of that circle. So when you actually commit to that as being a lifelong journey and quest that you're willing to embark on, and where there's a will, there's a way, then things do begin to eventually open up to you. Doors do open, and things are revealed. And when those things are revealed, you see that the truth, you see the truth that nothing is really what it seems. There's a lot of magic out here, trickery that pulls wools over our eyes. And part of that is Hollywood. Many of you don't really see that for what it is. Um, there are some people that are able to manifest on levels unreal. And some of them are, they use all forms of deceit and trickery in order to manifest, because wherever they can control and move the consciousness of the masses is creating a reality for them the way that they want it to be created. So they will, arrange marriages in Hollywood. It's just like the industries are the parents, because when you sign that contract, that acting contract, or that artistry contract, whatever contract you sign, you have to read the fine print, because once you get on that level, they can play chess and move you to be with whomever they want you to be for publicity stunts and for being able to shift the attention of the public off of something that could be very important at the time, allowing us to get distracted and pay more attention to these chess pieces, this Hollywood film that they've created, but they portray real life. For example, certain people might get married, and it's the people that you somehow thought would work really well together anyway. So it's entertainment. It's fun because it's like, who's going to get together next? Well, while they are having us distracted with worrying about who's dating who fucking who is divorcing who, all of this nonsense, somebody else's business, and that's that's allowing us or forcing us to make judgments and to pay more attention to someone else's life and situation than our own. And when you see it for what it is, then you stop watching the drama, and you stay away from all of those things that easily pull your attention because there's a market for everyone. They know exactly what you like. They know exactly what you want and what you don't like. They know more about you than you know about yourselves. And that's why a lot of the ancient sayings say, know thyself, because when you know thyself, you can start taking back your power and stop giving your attention away, because your attention is where your power flows. The more attention you give yourself, the deeper you go within yourself, the more you try to understand the languages of your body, your mind, and your spirit, and how they work together to create you, to help you create yourself, to help you create your reality. Then you'll start paying more attention to those things when you realize what they do, and how they serve you and how they don't serve you. There's a what the Bible say, God is a jealous God and there should be no other gods before them. Well, God is a title, and if you put your name in that title as God or goddess, then you're right. You should be a jealous God, because you should not have any other masters above you. You should be your only master, controlling your body, your mind, your spirit, controlling your cells, controlling what you put in and what you give out, controlling your karma, controlling your your life, your existence. This is what it means by knowing thyself. And the most powerful thing that you can do is control yourself, and not others. It's easy to control and manipulate others, but when you can control yourself, that's real power. And so Spirit is putting this on my heart to speak tonight, as I'm lying here completely naked, completely vulnerable, and completely aware that somebody out there is receiving and needing this message. And I know I'm all over the place. So I don't want to hear it in the comments how I'm all over the place, because I know I'm completely comfortable with you guys now. So I can do some things now I couldn't do before, which is just be open and honest and speak what's on my heart. And I like sharing that with you. So I think that's all I have. Um, See you next time. Peace and love.